I'm astonished seeing you explaining physics with deep knowledge from first principles itself. You explain history reflecting your depth of research. I'm sure you have other areas of interests too. How do you cope with such switch of paradigms? Being in this context, what do you think about about proverbs like a person who chases two rabbits ends up catching neither, or jack of all trades and master of none? Well, I don't know about proverbs. I'm sure that they have some wisdom to them. See, the thing about history is that once you study history, let's say as a hobby, once you acquire the knowledge, it stays with you. At least for me, it's like that. I've been studying history from a very young age out of curiosity as a hobby, not as the primary pursuit. So in my free time, I would read history books and all that. I found it very interesting. And for whatever reason, I find that I'm able to absorb whatever I find interesting and I retain the knowledge. So it's a long process. And that's always been a hobby until recently. My primary area of competence is science. It's physics, theoretical physics. In the case of physics, it's like athletics. You take a break, then you are no longer good at it. It's something you have to keep on. It's a process you have to continue doing. So scientific research, if you take a break from it for 1 year or 2 years, when you return to it, you find that you are no longer that competent. It will take you uh, a few months to again reach that level of competence. So in the case of science, you have to continuously practice it. It's like being an athlete. You take a break from it for a few months, you lose your mojo, so to say. In the case of history, it's not like that. So I am very clear about the fact that my primary area of expertise, my primary area of competence is theoretical physics. It's science. That's what I truly am. That's what I enjoy the most talking about. But over the decades, I've acquired a great amount of understanding at my level about history. And because I understand history, I also understand geopolitics. So I speak about that. Right. So I don't find that I need to keep practicing the reading of history every single day in order to be good at history. It's something that accumulates over time. But in the case of science, you have to stay on top of your game. So it's two different things, totally different. The pursuit of expertise or competence in history is a very different game from being a top class scientist or a world class scientist. Very different mindset, very different approach. So it's not that you're chasing two rabbits. It's like you have one rabbit in one hand and you're going after another rabbit. You already caught one rabbit and you're going after another rabbit. And I have lots of other interests. I am very deeply. I used to be very deeply interested in music, but I no longer do that. I haven't played the guitar in years now. But it's something that I was really fascinated with. And music is something that's fascinating because it's purely mathematical, and it also has implications about human consciousness and all that. Why do we enjoy certain sounds and dislike certain other kinds of sounds? Why are certain frequencies pleasing to us and not others, and so on? So that's something was always also fascinated with about. But I no longer have the time to pursue my interest in music as a practice, as a performing musician, as somebody who plays music. So I nowadays only listen to music. So you can't chase all the rabbits in the world. You have to make a choice of which rabbits you want to chase. So I have one rabbit in my hand, which is history and geopolitics. I don't need to keep practicing it in order to retain that knowledge. It's there. It's not going to go anywhere. But physics, science, it's something you need to stay on top of the game. So I have one rabbit in the hand and I'm chasing another. I'm not chasing two different rabbits going in two different directions. If I were to also try and pursue music in a serious manner, then I would have one rabbit in my hand and I would be chasing two different rabbits. That's not very advisable. So that's how I see it.